Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tristar Gym channel. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about UFC coming up this weekend. UFC 320, an incredibly stacked card, guys. I am so excited for this card. I really hope this weekend I'm able to sit down and watch this card carefully. We got Joe Pyfer versus Abu Magomedov, Josh Emmett versus Yosef Zalal, Jiri versus Khalil Roundtree, Merab versus Corey Sandhagen, Ankalaev, send in Ank, guys. We're sending in Ank in the rematch against Pereira. These are the fights I want to talk about today. I am very excited about all these fights. Guys, hit it hard. Let's attack those questions, and then let's attack these fights. Let's discuss these fights. And after we discuss these fights, let's talk about absolutely anything. I know you guys love to ask me crazy questions. We can do that, definitely. But let's talk about business first. Let's talk about the fights. Okay, what's coming up? This is an incredible card. I am super psyched. All right, guys, I'm looking. What is the first question we got here? Coach the GOAT. Oh, that's very nice of you. You're very sweet. What else we got here? Does size matter in real-life combat? Of course it does. Why do you think we have weight classes? Of course, size matters. Size matters very, very much. Okay. Coach, how do MMA fighters deal with the tiredness of going between striking to grappling? That's from Ahmatan. Yes, Ahmatan, that's very true, man. Striking has one cardio. Grappling has one cardio. When you mix the two together, and of course wrestling has its cardio. When you mix it all together, it's another cardio. It's another cardio. It's quite wild. That's very observant. How do we do it? Well, we have days where we just box. We have days where we just wrestle. Then we have days where we do wrestling and boxing and jiu-jitsu all together. So we train all the sports individually and then all together. What do you think about Abu Sufyan's Magomedov coach? That's from Varum. Varum, I've been in the practice room with him once. He's phenomenal. He's a killer. He can be future world champion. This is a very tough fight he has. He's fighting a very hard hitter. And, I mean, Joe is a hard puncher, man. He's a knockout puncher. I want to see how many knockouts he has, actually. Actually, let me look exactly how many. He's a killer, man. He's a very heavy-handed killer. Let's see here. His knockout ratio. 14 wins, 3 losses, 5-1 in UFC. He has 9 wins by KO, 3 wins by submissions, 2 by decision. He's a killer, man. He's got killer hands. Gastelum, he won by unanimous decision. He had lost to Gastelum earlier in his career, I believe. Hold on a second. Let me double check here. I remember he had fought the same guy twice once. There was a weigh-in issue. Who was it? No, it wasn't Gastelum. He beat Gastelum. He knocked out Marc-André Barriot. He lost to Jack Hermanson. That's the one where he fought in Arabia. He fought in Abu Dhabi. He was super. I think he got jet lagged or something like that. And oh, no, it was Mirchard. He fought Mirchard in MMA and then in grappling. Anyways, long story short, guys, this guy is heavy-handed. I'm really looking forward to see this fight, because he's a knockout puncher. He has 5 wins, 1 loss in UFC. He is a killer. Jiri versus Roundtree prediction. That's from Hussein. Hussein, I'm going to go with Jiri, but this is a tough one. Roundtree did so well with Pereira in the first 2 rounds. He did really, really well. And this is a co-main. No, it's not co-main. It's third to last. It's Coco co-main. It's Coco co-main. And he's 3 rounds, fighting 3 rounds. So I like 3 rounds for Khalil, because Khalil starts really strong. He's very aggressive. He dropped Pereira. He stumbled at least Pereira. Some people say it was a slip. No, I think he stumbled him. He hurt him. But then Pereira started taking over, So 5 rounds, I really like Jiri. 3 rounds, I'm liking Roundtree, but I'm still going with Jiri, even though I think 3 rounds helps Khalil. I think Jiri's got the length, the unorthodox striking, and of course, the one-shot KO type power. Guys, let's cool it with the super chats unless it's on the fights. Who wins October 3rd? Usman Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes. And do you think Usman will flourish if he joins the UFC lightweight division? That's from Yahya. Yahya, you know what? I'm going to go with Usman. I'll tell you why. I think the first time around, he underestimated him. And I think it's a matter of time before Usman is in UFC. And once he's in UFC, yes, I truly, truly believe he's going to do well. I've also been in the practice room with Usman. And I'll tell you something. He's very special. He's hardworking. And I think he will be very successful, not only in the rematch, but when he gets back to UFC. When he gets to UFC. Okay, guys, talk to me about these fights, man. We got a super card coming up. We have a super card coming up. Speed will be a problem for Alex Pereira. Guys, this is a rematch. Alex Pereira versus Ank. Guys, I don't know what to say. The first fight was really close. Even though I gave the rounds to Ankalaev, they were still competitive rounds. Pereira must have watched that fight after and wanted to tear his hair out. Why? He didn't throw enough. He wasn't busy enough. Hold on 1 second, boys. That's gracious. Ugh, man. So, I think he went back, watched that fight, wanted to tear his hair out because he wasn't busy enough. And I think he wasn't busy enough because he was over focused on not getting taken down, and he was backing up a lot. A guy with that much power like Pereira, why isn't he moving forward? Well, he got tagged. We all saw him get tagged early. I think this time around he's going to adapt. He's going to do better. And I think ultimately he's going to win. This is a close fight to call. I'm giving 1 point more to Pereira. 51-49 favor of Pereira. All right, guys. Lots of interruptions today. What's going on here? Okay, guys, don't forget, use promo code FALL50 off and get 50% off anything on jujiclub.com. I just released my half guard, how to resist half guard pressure. When somebody's trying to pressure you, you're on the bottom, you're in half guard, you want to get up to your feet, you want to turtle up, you want to get to the wizard, you want to sweep, you want to attack him. How do you resist that pressure? Make sure they don't crush you underneath. Check it out. You're going to love it. It's going to save you. That's cardio in a bottle, friends. If you know those techniques, you won't get crushed. Okay, so make sure to check that out. What else we got here? What else we got on the fights, guys? This is a mega card. Guys, this card is a mega card. You got Ankalaev versus Pereira. You got Merab versus Corey Sandhagen. Goodness gracious. Those two could be main events on a card on their own. Merab and Cody could be the main event on their own on a super card. Plus you have Pereira and Ankalaev. And then, of course, you have Jerry versus Roundtree. That could be a main event on its own easily. What a night of fights this is going to be. AJ Carlo, thank you very much. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you, sir, for that donation. Allegedly, Ankalaev plans to wrestle more. That's from CP. That will make total sense. The thing is with Pereira is he's got that one-shot kill power. He's got that one-shot, good night, you're not getting back up. That's all she wrote. And it's that left hook. And he has an incredibly dangerous flying knee. So I would definitely want to put that man on his back if I could. And I think Ankalaev has the ability to do it. It's just not going to be easy. It's really not going to be easy. Where does Pereira go, regardless if he wins or loses? That's from Pursuit. I don't think he goes to heavyweight. If he goes to heavyweight, he's going to get squashed like a bug. It's very dangerous at heavyweight. The guys are bigger, they're stronger, they have more power than him. It's going to be just a disaster. He has to stay at light heavyweight. Whatever happens, he has to stay at light heavyweight. Or maybe get a serious with a nutritionist and get back down to middleweight. But he'd have to get real serious with the nutritionist. He'd have to take 6 months and get in that weight again where he can go down. But then he's faces he might find a Chimaev there. Chimaev will just beat him. And the thing is, if he wins the title at 205, Chimaev is going to call him out. Chimaev is going to call him out, and Chimaev can beat him at 205. Chimaev will get him down on the ground repeatedly, and Chimaev will finish Pereira. How come Khamzat's MMA wrestling is superior to American MMA wrestling, and what do you think that wrestling exchanges in MMA with Khamzat and Bo Nickel would go for example? That's from Victor. I wouldn't say it's superior wrestling. Okay? American wrestling is very well, they're very well trained. They have an incredible system. They're just as technical. They just don't get as much support as Eastern European wrestlers. Okay, if you become a world champion or you become a star in Eastern Europe, it changes your entire life. Now it does also in America, but not at the same extent. I mean, you could be a really, really good wrestler and you don't get that much support. In Canada, it's even less so. Okay, so in Eastern Europe, they're poor. They really want to make it. In America, you have other opportunities. You can go to school. You can work. You have a part-time job. You have money coming in. You have other options in life. In these other countries, they're third world countries. It's either become a champ or you just become a farmer. Like, there's not a lot of opportunity. So I would tell you that they're more diehard about getting it right, and they have more people trying to go down that path. Why? Because there's not many ways to being rich. Okay, whereas in America, I think you have a lot of people who are as disciplined, but not as many people. So you have people who are extremely disciplined, like Bo Nickel. He's putting his heart and soul into this, but they have 100 Bo Nickels. Why? Because those other Bo Nickels you had in the U.S., they had other opportunities. Some became lawyers, some became doctors, some got into entrepreneurship. They have other opportunities. They distract the wrestler and they take the wrestler away and they become something else. When you have a country where there's not many ways out, like if you look at third world countries, they always have really great boxers, really great runners, really great wrestlers. Why? Everybody's trying to make their way out. They're trying to make it to the big time. Ask me anything. Are you vaxxed? Alain, thanks for the blast from the past question. And yes, I'm shamefully was vaxxed. And I only did it because that was the only way I could travel to the USA. Is every gentleman a scholar as well? That's from JB. No, not every gentleman is a scholar. Guys, I'm surprised that you guys are not as hyped up about this weekend's fights as I am. All right, we got another super chat here. For some reason, it's not scrolling. Okay, here we go. Hey, coach, love the streams. Last stream you mentioned you would have started your kids in gymnastics and then have them train BJJ at 10. I think I will follow this approach when I have kids. Thoughts on homeschooling? Very interesting and very interested in this topic. That's from Ripi. Ripi, thank you very much, man. I really do think you should go gymnastics. I really like. If I had to do it all over again, man, I'm telling you guys, do it because you're gonna teach them all those techniques way faster later on when they're older. They're gonna learn just as much with less pain and suffering, and they're gonna be more athletic. Gymnastics is more fun, and it's builds the base of the pyramid, which is athleticism. Homeschooling, look, I don't really recommend it. I lecture my kids. I talk to them. I have interactive conversations with them where I get them to think, ask them questions. I give them projects. I give them books to listen to. I give them videos to watch. We discuss it. So there's some homeschooling for sure. I teach them all sorts of things, memorization. I make them memorize stuff. But I really believe they need to go out in the world and meet other people. Why? Because EQ is just as important as IQ. Emotional intelligence, learning how to live with others, learning how to interact with different personalities, learning street smarts, learning different type of characters. You see the same kind of character over and over in your life because the thing is, it's not all in the book. And if your kids are home sitting with you, and then after school they have little projects where they meet people and stuff like that, it's not a lot of people time. You're isolating them. And I really think IQ and EQ are both incredibly important. I've seen very successful people that are not highly intelligent but very personable. They know how to connect with people. They know how to get people to work together. They know how to deal with social situations. They know how to butter people up. They know how to charm people. And this is a very powerful tool. Now, it could be done in a manipulative way or a very honest way. Okay, I obviously want to encourage my kids to do it in an honest way. But learning to make people feel good when they're around you is a skill. It's a social skill. And when you're out there in the world, when you're out there in high school, you might have a brilliant intuition. You might have not intuition, but you might have a brilliant realization about what's going on in the world. Whereas you're sitting down at home, you're in the same four walls, talking to the same people all the time, you might be limited in your exposure. And that's going to shrink your horizons, in my opinion. So I really believe that interaction with various characters over time, different ideas, different worldviews, is incredibly stimulating. And it's not all in the books. So that's why it's so important to go out there and get some real world experience. Guys, how did we get on this topic? We're in here 15 minutes and already we're talking about things outside of MMA. Crazy. Hector, thank you very much. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Hey, coach, how exactly may I train and live near Tristar for a few months in the summer, for example? I may not be studying college at this time. That's from Abdullah. Abdullah, we do have a dorm. It's rough living. It's cheap rent, but rough living. There's hotels in the area. Look it up. But check out the dorms. Type email TS, so Tango Sierra, TS at tsdorms@gmail.com. tsdorms@gmail.com. Ask them for availability. Hey, Coach, recently re-listened to the tribute episode for Muay Thai Master Peter Sisomfu, rest in peace. I'm curious about one thing. What were his thoughts/opinions on Jiu-Jitsu? Thank you. That's from Tyler Miles. At first, he was very resistant to it. He was like, look, don't go on the ground. Just beat the guy up, beat him up, kick him, kick the leg, kick him in the body, retract your leg really quickly. He won't be able to take you down. He was all about the Muay Thai. And then, he'd corner us, and sometimes we'd take the fight down to the ground and beat the guy up, and he started to like it, But he would tell us not too much, don't do too much ground. You don't want to become a ground guy. He was my trainer, my Muay Thai trainer. He really loved Muay Thai, and he really wanted us to put an emphasis on Muay Thai. It's all about the Muay Thai. Why? That's what he knew. That's what he believed in. That's what he thought was the best. So, they say when all you have in your toolbox is a hammer, you see every problem as a nail. That was true to some extent for him. He kind of saw the value of other arts, but he was really a born and bred true Muay Thai fighter at heart. Coach, it's almost alt season. That's from Roy Ray. Roy Ray, alt season is not as exciting for me. I'm done looking for that gem in the rough. I just placed my position, and I'm just going to play the waiting game. I love it wasn't Warren Buffett. It was his partner. He said it. He said, the best way to make money is just sit and do nothing. It's like the most money he's ever made is stuff that he bought years ago, and he never touched it, just sat on his hands, didn't do anything, and that's the most money he ever made. So it's kind of like, hey, investing is really a good idea. It's a great idea. If you did it a long time ago and you bought the right stuff, then just sit and relax and let the generations pass and accumulate wealth, and then one day you decide what you want to do with that wealth. There's more than one way to get rich, but that's one very important method to try to exercise. Looking handsome, Coach. That's from Badr. Thank you, sir. I hope you mean that in the most straight up fashion. New Britain Poly, inshallah, my friend. Inshallah. Thank you very much for that. Inshallah. Are Shaolin monks true martial artists? UFC caliber? ? That's from JB. I would love to see that. I think they're dangerous, man. I think I see them do stuff like literally 1 or 2 finger. I've seen a guy do it 1 finger. 1 finger handstand push-up. Insane. Insane. I've seen these Shaolin monks do ridiculously insane things that I would have told you is not possible. And it's mind-blowing to me that they spend, so many hours trying to perfect one exercise and whatnot. And it just shows the potential human beings have. So yeah, I believe that with some trial and error, they would be dangerous. Maybe at first they would get, caught with submissions real easy, and they would quickly adapt, understand what's going on, and then they would have their day in the sun. I really believe that, because the things that they're doing is incredible. The studies don't achieve with you homeschool students outperform publicly in IQ and emotional intel allegiance, even in college setting. That's from Hector. Hector, thank you for that. I would love to see that. I'll look that up later. Okay, I'll look that up. Actually, let's ask ChatGPT right now. Come on. That's interesting. I could be completely wrong about that. That is very interesting. Let me ask Chat here. Hey, Chat, do homeschool children generally do better than kids in public school? And I mean by generally, I mean socially and economically.
Hey there. So when it comes to homeschooling versus public schooling, there's a bit of a mixed bag of research out there. Generally, academically, a lot of studies have found that homeschooled kids can perform just as well or even better on standardized tests compared to their public school peers. Socially, it really depends on the family and how much effort they put into social activities. Some homeschooled kids are super socially engaged through clubs, sports, or community groups, while others might have fewer social interactions compared to kids in a big public school setting. Economically, it's a bit more complex. Homeschooling families often have one parent who might reduce work hours or stay home, which can affect household income. But in the long run, there's no clear-cut evidence that homeschooled kids end up at a financial disadvantage or advantage just based on their schooling style. So it's a little nuanced, but hopefully that gives you a sense of the landscape.
My friend Hector, you stand corrected. It's a mixed bag. There's no one group that's doing way better than the other. And again, of course, there's going to be exceptions. Different parents are doing a better job or a lesser job of homeschooling. Some public schools are doing a better job, etc. It's a mixed bag. It seems like you could be successful either way. Personally, if I had to choose for myself, if I go back in time and say, hey, choose for yourself. Are you going to want to be homeschooled or go to high school. I would want to have gone to high school. Why? I want to mix in with everybody else. I want to see what high school life is like. I don't want to miss out. You know, I love my parents, but I don't want to spend all day with them.
Absolutely. That's a really fair take. And I think that's
Hold on. ChatGPT is still going here. All right, guys. So we had a real-time fact check. Now that we have ChatGPT, we can jump on that. Hey, Coach, is ChatGPT a giving MMA advice? Good at giving MMA advice? That's from W. I bet you're going to get a lot of generic answers. I don't know. I haven't really asked it for MMA advice. Ripey Mago. Hey, Coach, love the streams. Last stream you mentioned... yeah, okay, no, we did that one. Why did it pop up again? I don't know. But thank you very much. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Is Craig Jones a threat to Islam Makhachev? That's from Adox. Adox, I would say yes, okay, because he really understands the heart of what's going on here. Craig Jones has a lot of experience. He understands that what you should do on the bottom, how to get to your feet, what JDM needs to do, you know, like what positions Islam Makhachev likes. So, of course, you have grappling experts on both sides. I think it's going to be a major contribution to the JDM camp. But again, learning all that stuff in a short period of time can be very tricky. All right, guys, I got to put some dummy in timeout. I'm going to banish you for 30 minutes. You've been banished for 30 minutes. Do you have seminars in Vancouver UFC? That's from K. No, I won't be giving a seminar in Vancouver. Unfortunately, my schedule is going to be very tight, so I have a fight the night before the UFC as well, and of course UFC, so I'm not going to be planning anything extra. It's going to be too tight of a schedule, friends. So next time, hopefully. Wanderlei Silva got KO'd cold. LOL. That's from Larry Bird. Larry Bird, I saw that. That was crazy. That was ridiculous. For those of you who don't know, Wanderlei Silva was doing a boxing match. And the boxing fight, after the bell rang, I think somebody threw a punch. I can't remember what happened. Or I saw Wanderlei like headbutt the guy he was fighting in the boxing. Okay, so they're boxing now with shoes on. There's no MMA here. There's no elbows. There's no Muay Thai here. And you see Wanderlei Silva like kind of like headbutt him. And then the corners got in there. I'm not sure exactly what triggered it. Maybe the guy headbutted Wanderlei earlier. I don't know what the story is. But all I know is I saw Wanderlei headbutt him. I don't know what the context was. Maybe the guy spit on him, elbowed him. I don't know. Was it Wanderlei that initiated the violence? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. I have no idea. The two corners come in. They're fighting. And one guy dressed in a tuxedo decks Wanderlei Silva. Decks him. Like drops him out cold. Like crazy. Like, I mean... It's just insane. Like, it's just insane. I wonder how that's going to be dealt with. Are people going to go to jail over this? I mean, this is just crazy. But a totally insane, out of control end to a fight. What do you think of people who argue ChatGPT is conscious? That's from Joe. Hey, chat. Some people think you're conscious. What do you think about that?
Hey there. Well, that's a fun question and one that pops up pretty often. From my side of things, I'm not actually conscious in the way you are. I'm just a really complex program that's good at having conversations. I don't have feelings or awareness, just a lot of data and some clever code. But I do appreciate the curiosity.
So you're all about if this, then that, correct? You're all about algorithms.
Pretty much, yeah. You've got it. I'm basically a big bundle of algorithms and patterns. If you say something, I run it through my training and give you a response that hopefully makes sense. So it's all about those if-then rules behind the scenes.
So you're like a fancy vending machine.
Haha, that's actually a pretty good analogy. Just a lot more words and fewer snacks, unfortunately. But yeah, you put something in like a question or a topic, and I pop out a hopefully satisfying answer. Just a little less tasty.
So what do we tell all those people who think you're alive?
Well, I guess we can tell them it's a nice thought, but I'm really just a super helpful tool. It's kind of like having a really good book that talks back to you. So even though I'm not alive, I'm definitely here to make life a little easier and more interesting.
And there you have it, folks. ChatGPT is not sentient. Okay, she doesn't have consciousness. She's just a fancy vending machine. If this, then that. If they say this, you say that. It's a fancy algorithm. It's obviously more complex than that, but I'm giving you in a nutshell explanation. They don't have consciousness. The consciousness you perceive is the consciousness you are projecting from your own mind onto the device or program. Okay, the program is not sentient. It makes no sense to say that. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something very interesting. You could make a computer with valves, water valves. We use electricity because electricity is a lot more portable. But if I make this phone, I can make this phone right now with pipes and water. But it would be the size of it would be the size of the city. It would be huge to have the same function as this phone. It would be massive. Electrical current is far more portable than water currents. But you could do the same thing with water valves. If this, then that. And that's how you build a computer. But some people project their own mind onto the device and think, oh, it's sentient. It's not sentient. That's just absurd. Hi, Coach Salam. Wallah, I have been following you since forever. I live in Toronto downtown and I need a gym to go to. I have Evolukao Thai near me, but any recommendation? That's from Hamshi. We actually opened up a Tristar Gym in Toronto now. So I'm not sure if it's officially open yet, but it's very soon to be open. So I don't know if it's operational. It's not, the grand opening hasn't happened yet, but I'm not sure. I know they're having some classes. It's invitation only, but Tristar Gym is going to be opening in Toronto. Okay, it's going to be headed by Steve Sims and Mandel Nalo. Mandel Nalo just signed with the UFC. He won by stunning KO in the Contender Series. Got signed. UFC signed him. Dana White loved him, and he's opening up a Tristar Gym in Toronto. So check out. That's going to be happening shortly. Coach, what do you think young men should? Coach, do you think young men should save themselves for marriage, and why? That's from Denzel. Ideally, yes, of course. Why? Because it's just, look, the most promiscuous ethnicities are also the poorest. Look, why do we get married? Because when you have children, we know who that child belongs to. In many societies, women are having children and we don't know who the father is. Like, for instance, in Canada, we spend billions of dollars on single mothers. Why? She can't tell us who the father is. Isn't that insane? So we got to take taxpayers' money and support her and her child. And then, of course, she's going to go online and say, I did it all by myself. I'm an independent woman. Oh, look at me. I'm so proud of myself. Get the hell out of here. You're getting checks. Guys, she's getting checks. She's getting support from the government. We're her husband. She belongs to the government. Why? She can't tell us who the father is. Now, if we know who the father is, we can garnish his wages. We collect from him. Relieve the taxpayer. It's a $1 billion industry. We spend billions on single motherhood. Now, in the poorest neighborhoods in the U.S., 52% in the black community don't know who their father is. Well, guess what? They're the poorest. The second poorest is the Latino communities. Why? I think it's like 46% don't know who their father is. When you have a father, you have somebody out there to go work and bring back home a paycheck while mom is carrying you, cleaning you, washing your diapers, cleaning after you, cutting your toenails, like, taking care of you. That's a full-time job. That's the most important job in the world. Papa's out there getting a paycheck. But now mother's at home. She's got to do all that plus work at night. It's very difficult on a single mother, right? And your life is based on one drunken night. Think about it. You exist because people got together on one drunken night. They don't even know each other. And that guy says, I never touched her, man. Some other guy touched her the week before. Another guy week before that. How do you know it's me? And that guy disappears into the night. Okay, so marriage is about ultimately protecting the nuclear family, protecting children's rights. Believe me, guys, listen to me. Muslims, Arabs, we love women just as much as you, more than you. But we have to marry first. Why? Because we respect society. We respect that that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's sister, that's somebody's important someone. Okay, so we're going to respect them. And we're going to go through the process and we're going to do everything on the up and up. Nothing's done behind closed doors. Nothing's done in secret. Nothing's done behind the parents' back. Nothing's done, that's hidden. Why? Because it's not fair. It's not nice. It's not honest. Okay, so a good, honest community. And guys, this is the backbone. Marriage is the backbone of civilization. Right now in the West, we have a crisis, actually worldwide. We have a crisis in reproduction, okay? Countries all over the world, I don't want to just say it's the West, it's all over the world. They're predicting in the next 100 years, over 90% of countries are going to have a population problem. Right now, we're bringing immigrants from the other side of the world, and we're saving our population problem because we're not having enough kids, right? But a lot of people want to put an end to that. Canada stopped immigration. We're facing a crisis. We don't have enough people coming in. We're not reproducing. We're having the system is incredibly stressed. Why? We have too many old people, too few young people. The young people are the working people who produce and pay taxes. When you get older, you need more of that tax money because you're getting sick all the time. You need medical treatment. You produce less, but you cost us more. How do we balance that out? Well, we need young people working and paying taxes. Now, unfortunately, many countries are having a population crisis. Why? Nobody wants to get married anymore. Nobody does it. That's why I've constantly told you guys, find a nice girl, settle down, and get married and have kids. Why? Because if you don't, guys, humanity will be no more. It's that serious of an issue. So marriage is not only important, it's the heartbeat of a civilization. Coach, you're a true big bro figure. Here's a fun one. How would you make more than one woman fall in love with you and keep them both? That's from Hazy. Thank you for your compliment. And what a wise question. If they don't want to marry their women, that's a common complaint. Like people say, look, in England, the number one group that converts to Islam is women, actually. And when they brought this up to Piers Morgan was like, oh, because she likes being abused. Like, what an ass. The guy's such an ass. Piers Morgan has said a lot of dumb things, and this is one of the dumb ones. Like, put it up there. He's like, yeah, women convert to Islam because they love being abused. What are you talking about, man? Think about it. When she converts to Islam, she's going to get a guy who's going to marry her. When she's not under Islam, she's like just some guy's girl on the side. He's toying with her. He might be here tomorrow. He might be gone. He might be here tomorrow. He might not be. He might move in with her for 5 years, then decide she's not for him. Like he's not as serious. He's not committed. But a Muslim guy is going to commit. And he wants her to be only for him, etc. So he's going to put her up like on a pedestal. So women desire that. Women like that. So that goes to answer the second part of your question. How do you have 2 women, 3 women, 4 women? It's halal. Guys, you're allowed 4 wives. Go for it. Go for it. Be my hero and do it. I think, number one, you need money. If you have a lot of money, you can do it. And 2, you have to be in a country that allows it. Okay, so some countries, obviously many countries don't allow it. But if it does, and many women in many countries want to get married and they can't find someone, well, now you have a solution. You have a guy who's willing to take on a second wife or a third wife and give her a home, kids, respect, loyalty, etc. All the things that a woman desires. So I would tell you, but one, you need a lot of money because you can't do it if you're broke. Okay, it's gonna be really tough. Women are gonna eat you alive. They're gonna plot against you. They're gonna crush you. They're gonna crush you into a little tiny little thing under their shoe. Okay, so you gotta have plenty of money to go around there. They got the stuff they want. They got the liberty they want. They got the house they want. They got the car they want. They got everything they want. Then yeah, sure, it will work. Believe me, it'll work. Like this live stream, gentleman and a scholar. That's from Yahya. Thank you, sir. Yes, anybody who likes the screen, please guys, do like. Be a gentleman and a scholar and press like. Wonder how many years of his life has been taken off him. That's from W. Not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you're talking about Wanderlei Silva. Yeah, that was it. Look, he's been knocked out one too many times, man. He's got to hang it up. And you could tell he's on a crazy amount of steroids. Like, you could tell, like, the way his face is, like, so, like, his skull has grown up. Like, it's like put on another layer of bone or something. He's on a serious amount of steroids. Guys, I'm going to crank up the volume here. Let me know if this is better. Hi, Coach. Love the pods. You're a gentleman and a scholar. That's from Muhammad. Jazakallahu khair, sir. Thank you very much. You're a gentleman and scholar as well. Hey, Coach. Is the full strong and stable program all you do for mobility? I want to buy and was wondering if this was all I need to lengthen my martial arts career. That's from Ali. Ali, I will tell you, get strong and stable knees and strong and stable back for life. Strong and stable neck, yes. Okay? Because that's your spine, your spinal cord. Do the whole spinal cord. Why? Because if you injure your spinal cord, it's very serious. You have to know how to take care of your spinal cord. And in jiu-jitsu, your knees. Okay? So the knees, the spinal cord, super important. Most people in jiu-jitsu injure their knees. If you're not doing jiu-jitsu, then the second most important is lower back. Sorry, it becomes the first most important. So most people injure their lower back throughout their life. Grapplers for sure hurt their knees. Soccer players hurt their knees. Basketball, soccer, wrestling jiu-jitsu are the most dangerous. MMA are the most dangerous for your knees. Okay. Is it a complete program? There's always more things you can do. Eventually, I'm going to do a second edition. But let me tell you something. Strong and stable knees, strong and stable back is going to make you healthy for life. Follow the principles. There's a bunch of exercises, and then there's a 1-hour podcast on each one of them. I'm eventually going to make a second edition because I've refined my technique. But I guarantee you, it'll bulletproof your body. Guaranteed. Make sure to use promo code FALL50 off. Get 50% off anything. I highly recommend it. Now, there's also strong and stable running for life. Guys, this is very important. Knowing how to run correctly. It's going to keep you youthful. It's the number one way to increase your testosterone, to do sprints. But you could also do it on an air bike. I find air bike, the studies show it's equally as good. Highly, highly recommend strong and stable running for life as well. Coach, you said weight matters in a fight. The beep is Gervonta Davis fight Jake Paul nod. Jeffrey, that's from Jeffrey, guys. Gervonta Davis is a much better boxer, of course. He's pound for pound one of the best ever. But Jake Paul is way bigger. Like, this is like crazy amount of size advantage. So I think Jake Paul is going to be just fine. You know, it's a massive amount of difference. So it could happen. Either one knocks the other one out. Okay. Look, I like Jake Paul because he helped pay, from what I understand, Ben Askren's surgery. Ben Askren, guys, if you don't know, he had staph and pneumonia. That's what I heard. Okay. He had a lung transplant. He was very close to death. I posted it up on my YouTube channel. I even sent him a donation. Like, I'm really like concerned for his life, right? Like, the guy was in really bad shape. Okay. A lot of you saw it. A lot of you might not have seen it. He's back home now. He's on the road to recovery. But I love what I saw after that. Jake Paul heard about it. He saw the amount that was needed. He's like, we'll figure this out. We'll contribute. We'll get together. You know, he's going to talk to his network of friends. He's going to contribute. He's going to help. I thought that took incredible heart because they had a beef once in the past. They fought. And when he saw that his old rival was in trouble, he reached out a helping hand and he contributed to his recovery. So I find that to be something incredibly beautiful. And that's why I like Jake Paul. Now, I will never say anything negative about Jake Paul. You know, as you know, I know he does a lot of crazy antics, but that showed a lot of heart. So I respect that. Assalamu alaikum, coach. What wrestling/grappling beginner foundation exercise and drills to build off and will give you a strong fundament? I think you mean foundation. What exercises and drills? Well, that's all in strong and stable knees and strong and stable back. Okay, so those are the key exercises. I will also check out strong and stable shoulders where I show the Turkish get-up progression. Okay, so I really believe in those exercises. Those are the ones I use with the top athletes around the world. I really believe in the most basic exercises done incredibly well, because after that, really what it's about your technique, your jiu-jitsu rounds, the hours you spend learning jiu-jitsu. Don't try to find some kind of general exercise that's going to make you the best in jiu-jitsu. They're there to assist your jiu-jitsu / wrestling, like you put it. Okay, so air bike is good, but it's not going to make you a great grappler. Deadlifting is good, but it's not going to make you a great grappler. It's going to assist in you becoming a great grappler. So 80% of your training should be in the sport you want to do, and 20% should be exercises that are going to help complement your sport and keep you healthy so you can keep doing the sport without getting injured. Now, in strong and stable knees, I talk about maximal strength. That's super important also, because if you're doing a lot of wrestling and jiu-jitsu for many years, your maximal strength starts to dip, and I show you how to bring it back up and how to cycle your training so that you can always revisit your maximal strength. I give you targets of what your maximal strength should be, and I explain why, okay? Because if you only do endurance all the time, and don't forget, jiu-jitsu and wrestling is an endurance sport, you will get weaker over time. That's why so many fighters, they're really good at one point and then they fall off and they can't get back to where they used to be. Well, really, it's not technique they're lacking. It's the maximal strength dropped off over time and they didn't realize it. Are gyms / you using data analytics more in the future? That's from Tryhard GN. I'm not sure what data analytics you mean, but as a trainer, I kind of do it by eye. You know, like I just kind of watch fighting every day. I watch what's going on in the gym. I work with different trainers and we see what's going on. There's always new ways of doing things, and we're always exploring new methods, and we're observing other combatants, other fighters, what they're doing. We're watching them closely, and we're noticing different trends, of course. But there's nobody out there with a database per se. Hey, coach, what business would you start if you're 25 years old today, but MMA industry is not an option? That's from Squared Circle. If I was 25 years old today and MMA industry is not an option, what business would you start? That's a very, very interesting question. There's this guy on YouTube. His name is... it's such a great channel, guys. Oh my God. You guys are young out there. You got to watch this channel. Hold on. Let me find it for you. It's called The Corner something. Hold on a second. I'm going to find you guys. The Corner Business. Hold on. Something. This is it. The Corner Office Podcast. Okay. He spells corner. K is in kilo. O is in Oscar, E is in Echo, R is in Romeo, N is in November, E is in Echo, R is in Romeo. The Corner Office Podcast, okay? This guy shows business idea after business idea after business idea after business idea. And I love his slogan. I'm subscribing right now. I thought I was already subscribed. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, anyways. His tagline is, there's a million ways to make $1 million. And he's 100% right, guys. I want you to binge this guy's channel today. If you're looking for an opportunity, something to get into. It's just brilliant. He's just showing nonstop how people are making money in different ways, wacky, crazy ways, from food to services to absolutely everything. He was just showing this one lady's making $1,000. Look, it's right here, $1,300 a day. What she does is she buys pumpkins and she decorates people's homes for Halloween. So people call her, hey, this is my address. Here's my card. Charge me. When I come home, I want my house to be decorated. That's all she does. She goes, she buys the pumpkins. She comes in. She makes this beautiful, amazing decoration. It's incredible. Another one here I'm looking at, fresh food beverage. You know, it's just, they're doing it in ways that are novel and viral. So they post it on Instagram. People see it. It's viral. I want that service. That's the new way of doing things right now. You got to do something that's going to catch the eye and viral. Like, just another crazy idea. One lady was, when you're having a party and you have a pool, she would put like a hashtag in the pool. So she would cut out, let's say, I don't know, hashtag happy birthday, I don't know, Joe. So she would cut out the letters, hashtag happy birthday, Joe. So everybody's taking pictures and they're hashtagging, they're all tagging it. Happy birthday, Joe's 25th birthday, or whatever it is. But it's on the pool. It's just floating on the pool. So it's just letters in the pool. That's all she does. And people are having pool parties. They want to order those letters. She mails them, put them in the pool. Boom. You're having a pool party with the hashtag in the pool. Just something novel, fun, that's viral. So that's what I would do. I would binge that guy's channel. I would watch everything something I find that I can do unique, that I can start a Instagram page, YouTube page, TikTok page that can go viral. And that's the new system today. Viral on the internet. That's the new way of marketing. Guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy paste that man's channel just for you guys, just to make sure that you have it, because it's such a great channel that I'm sure somebody out there, by watching this man's videos, is going to become a gazillionaire. Then when you become a gazillionaire, come say hello to me. Come visit me. I just put it in the chat, guys. Check out this man's channel. It's phenomenal. Coach, my friend has his first fight in MMA. Any advice? That's from Top MMA. Yeah, really good advice. Hit the other guy. Try not to let him hit you, and you hit the other guy. That's like, I think, the number one advice. No, seriously speaking, just focus on hands up, chin down. That's it. Just focus on that and let the fight develop. Iced coffee hour. Oh, never mind. Don't know what that's about. What's the channel? What's the name? Guys, I just punched it in. I'm going to punch it again inside the chat. Click on that link, friends. It's right there. I just posted it again. Coach, I'm 19 and I have a decent level of striking. Should I do MMA or BJJ or wrestle for grappling? That's from ADOX. ADOX, do it all, man. You got to wrestle. You got to do jiu-jitsu. Why you're limiting yourself? Everybody does it all now. It's all about time management and doing it all. All right, guys, I got another little technical problem here. My mic is falling off. Gosh darn it. Hold on a second, friends. Okay, that problem's fixed. Next. The corner office. That's correct, sir. Thank you very much. Coach, I got 2 stripes on my white belt. When should I compete? That's from Yash. Don't compete till you're a blue belt, I would say. Just wait till you're a blue belt, you know? Just like, I guess a lot of white belts there, blue belts, they're just kind of sandbagging a bit. I don't go by stripes. I just go by, like, you know, how good are you doing in practice? You know, because the thing is, as a white belt, I feel you have so much to learn that why rush into the competition? It's just so much to learn, you know? So I would say start competing at blue belt. Coach, do you pick Merab or Sandhagen? That's from E-Dog. Guys, that's a really tough fight. Look, I'm going to pick Merab because right now I think he's the greatest of all time in bantamweight. I think right now he's just in that zone. But I really like Corey Sandhagen's chances to win as well. He's got a great flying knee. Merab's a little bit on the shorter side. He's a creative striker. He's a very intelligent guy. It's a tough one to beat Merab. Merab's just been on another level, especially after his last performance. But I still very much do like Sandhagen for this fight. But ultimately, you're making me pick here. I have to pick Merab. Coach, the ban on Muslim-only neighborhoods in Texas, thoughts? That's from YouTube commentator. I don't think they banned only Muslim neighborhoods. I think they banned Sharia law. Which I don't really think they understand what Sharia law is. Okay, but look, long story short, it's their country, right? You have to respect their country. Muslims, when we're in a non-Muslim country, we have to abide by the rules of that country. So you can't be Muslims, and Muslims are never a threat for mutiny. We're never supposed to be a threat for mutiny. Okay, we're supposed to follow the law of the land. So if you're in America, you have to follow the laws of America. Now, you don't have to, you don't drink alcohol, but you can't forbid them from drinking alcohol. Now, don't forget, even in Muslim societies, the Christians are allowed to drink alcohol. And it's not against their religion, their Sharia. So they can do what they want to do within their own group, you know. Now, we do what we want to do as long as it doesn't collide with their laws, because we're in their country. Don't forget, it's not a Muslim country. So there's a compromise there, you know. So I think we have to stop being such a scary threat to them. If they just get to know our laws, they wouldn't be so scared, you know. Because nobody wants to live in a country where they feel threatened, right? It's their country. They don't want to be, these people are coming in, they're threatening our way, you know. Obviously, they want to feel like that. And Islam's not supposed to do that, okay? So that's just, I think, a misunderstanding, ultimately. Because I could abide by Sharia law and not affect anybody. Sharia law, guys, it's not... I know what people think. When they hear Sharia law, they're like, the Taliban. No, it's not Taliban, okay? Praying, fasting, you know, that's Sharia. That's the stuff. But that's my own personal life. It's not your personal life. You don't have to do it. It's not a threat. Sharia is not a threat, you know, because people don't misunderstand the word Sharia. Sharia just means like a path. Like if you think about the earliest Christians, okay, the earliest Christians, the early Christians, they didn't call themselves Christians. They were Jews. And the religion of Jesus was called, don't fall out of your chair right now, okay? Don't fall out of your chair. I'm going to tell you the name of the Christian religion before it was called Christianity. it was called the way. Okay, the way in Aramaic, sister language to Arabic, is a Sharia. Okay, so the way is Sharia. Sharia means the way. Jesus called his religion the Sharia in his language, okay, the Aramaic language, alayhi salam. So Jesus' religion was the Sharia. They're Christian, but of course it's come to mean different things, because then when they hear Sharia, they're like, oh, they're not going to let us wear mini skirts and we can't get drunk. We can't drink after work. No, the Sharia is not for you. It's self-imposed on the Muslim. He doesn't gamble. He doesn't drink. He doesn't pay interest rates. He doesn't do all these things. Okay, that's fine. That's his lifestyle. There's nothing illegal about that. There is nothing illegal about that. So I think it's more sensationalism in the media, trying to make scare people, trying to get clicks, trying to get people to buy newspapers. Because at the end of the day, I mean, how does that affect American life? If my neighbor is not drinking and gambling, how does that affect me? It's not mandatory to drink and gamble. Coach St. Pierre, greatest of all time. That's from E-Dog. E-Dog, Jazakallahu khair. Thank you very much. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Yes, many do think he's the greatest of all time, and so do I, of course. He's my man. So he's my boy. I go way back with him. So, yeah, definitely. I tore my MCL at Tristar Gym about 17 years ago in a freak accident, and I'm a bit apprehensive about jumping back into the advanced class. I'm 100% thanks to strong and stable knees. That's from Del. Del, 17 years? 17 years ago you hurt your MCL? Brother, Del, first of all, it shouldn't take 17 years to recover from an MCL injury. An MCL injury is not that serious, my friend. Now, I know you're apprehensive, but it's not that serious, and I'm glad to hear you're back on track. But I've popped my MCL maybe 3-4 times in my life, and I never took even 17 days off. 17 days off. No. I generally, look, you're supposed to take 6 weeks off. I take 2 weeks very off, and then I start training slowly again, because I know how to train in a way that won't injure me. But 17 years, brother, this is more psychosomatic, my friend. I need you to face your fears, man. Just do it. Don't think about it. Pull the pin on the grenade. Get back to training. You will thank me. You're making a mountain out of something very tiny. It's very small. It's not that big of a deal. And your body can take it. Believe me, you're perfectly safe. Thousands and thousands of people every day. Millions of people train every day in various sports that can possibly injure the MCL, and they get through it. Don't worry. Your body can do it. You can bounce back. Do not be so apprehensive. Salam, coach. Hypothetically, if you had a chance to train Umar for Merab rematch, what would you do to increase his chance of winning? That's from Talal. Talal, because I have my brother, he's in the division now, so I don't want to say too much, because he might be fighting those guys in the future. So I don't want to get too detailed on that. So I'm going to just kind of say, look, I think he had a path to victory. He won the first 2 rounds. Watch that fight. Okay, the first 2 rounds, Umar had won those fights. Those rounds. Umar was winning. The 3rd round, Merab started breaking him. I think you got to go back and ask yourself, what was slowing Umar down? You got to watch it carefully, because it was a winnable fight. If you won the 3rd round and lost the last 2, he would have been okay. He would have won. It's going to be hard to win 4 and 5 against Merab. You got to get ahead on Merab, and you got to win the first 3 rounds, no doubt, because the last 2 are hard to win against Merab. Very, very hard. Why? He has this gift for cardio. He has this edge on everybody, where 4 and 5, he's completely fresh. I've never seen anything like it before. I've seen athletes in incredible shape, but nothing like Merab, where it seems he's completely unfazed. What he did against Cejudo is inhuman. He was toying with Cejudo in the later rounds, and Cejudo was gassed, tired, fatigued, and he was just toying with him. It seems unbelievable that he does that with a gold medalist in the Olympics, a 2-time world champion. It's just absurd. It's just, I don't know how he's doing it. And I'm not ashamed to admit it, because no coach out there knows. Not even Merab knows. Not even Merab's training partners. You can go out there and do the same workout as Merab. His training partners are not stupid. They're not crazy, okay? They're like, hey, this guy's got a superhuman cardio. Let's do what he's doing. And they don't seem to have the same superhuman cardio he has. Okay, so it's something else We don't know what it is, but man, hopefully we figure it out. Guys, don't forget to use fall 50 off. Get 50% off anything on jujiclub.com. Make sure to use the promo code and get 50% off anything. Fall 50 off. How many Joe Rogan episodes have you done total? That's from JB. JB, I've done 2 episodes. Coach, who do you think would win a hypothetical MMA fight between Islam and GSP? That's from Ali. Ali, because GSP has more 5-round experience, like I really think Islam is a legend. Right? But he needs more 5-round fights. He fought Bronx. He fought Oliveira. He fought Maikano, went 1 round. He fought, of course, twice. He fought Volkanovski twice. And now he's going to be fighting JDM. So that's 5 rounders after the JDM fight. Man, I lost track of how many GSP's done. He's done at least probably 10 more than 10. So George has a lot of 5 rounders. That's the thing. It's tricky. 5 rounds is tricky, guys. It's 10 extra minutes. It's crazy. I recovered shortly after and had an MMA fight in Thailand. I'll send the link if I can. I've also competed in the BJJ tournaments shortly after. That's from Dell. Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad you didn't take 17 years off. But do come see us and do come train. And, knee injuries, we can manage them. We can manage them. Better striking sport, Muay Thai or kickboxing? That's from Larry. Larry, I would tell you Muay Thai with boxing. Better than kickboxing. I prefer mixing Muay Thai and boxing. Because boxing, you get a lot of footwork, you get a lot more head movement, all the stuff that you don't have in Muay Thai. That's my ultimate mix, Muay Thai and boxing together. Coach, am I crazy for saying I think Jack will beat Islam? That's from E-Dog. E-Dog, that's not crazy at all. That's a tough fight, man. It's a tough fight for Islam Makhachev. He's going up a weight class. That's not an easy fight. Here's the question. Is Islam Makhachev a natural 170er that's been killing himself to make it to 155? Because he's a big guy. Has he been killing himself to make 155 and then at 170 he's just going to be better than ever? Who knows? That remains to be seen. Or has he been having a lot of success because he was an oversized lightweight? Lots of questions going to be answered on fight night. Boxing and Muay Thai stances are very different. How would you combine both styles? That's from June. I do boxing stance when I'm boxing. I do Muay Thai stance when I'm doing Muay Thai. And then when I'm fighting MMA, I mix and match. I go from one stance to the other and I develop comfort in both. And then eventually I kind of gel them to one and I kind of do one. I morph from one to the other. I'm a big believer in boxing and a big believer in Muay Thai. The two have to be married together. And believe me, you're going to do it your way. When you're doing Muay Thai, stand Muay Thai. When you're doing boxing, stand boxing. And then trust me, after a while, you're going to have a beautiful hybrid style that just difficult to beat. Coach, what do you think about baking? Would love your opinion. That's from Bader. Bader, baking? Look, I love baking and I love baked treats, but I try not to eat processed foods too much because they make you fat. Okay, so I'm trying to go more natural foods. I do have some processed foods, but not too much. Okay, but I love baking. Guys, if I had one of those bodies where if I can eat whatever I want and look always trimmed, I would eat baked goods every single day. Oh, I love when something comes out of the oven, man. I love baked bread, muffins, cakes, everything, pancakes. Even like for me, that's even. I love food, but I also have discipline. I eat the right amount, the right foods, not too much. Coach, hookah or cigar? Which one is more manly? Because both are unhealthy. LMAOA. That's from Amaranu. Amaranu, I would say I like the hookah better. Hubbly bubbly. I like it better. Cigar is cool, but I don't inhale me. I don't inhale cigar. I don't inhale. But hookah too. I try not to inhale. Sometimes I inhale a little bit, but it's more of a social thing. When we're sitting in the summer outside, friends and family come over, we put up the hubbly, the argile, we call it. You guys call it hookah. And we just share it. We pass it around. We enjoy their time together. It's more of a social thing. I don't do it as like a habit. Oh, I need it. Oh, I'm having an itch. No. It's more of a social thing. Coach, are you still doing the 1 meal a day approach to food? That's from Hashmi. Hashmi, I cycle. Sometimes I do 1 meal a day, and sometimes I do 9 till 6 or 10 till 6. Right now I'm doing 10 till 6. But sometimes I will go through 1 meal a day. So let's say on Saturday, I know I'm having like a dinner. So once or twice a week, I'll do 1 meal a day. And sometimes I'll do like 3 weeks in a row, 1 meal a day. So I cycle my fasting. Okay, so I try to at least fast minimum 16 hours in a day. Minimum. Sometimes it's 21 hours. Sometimes it's 18 hours. But minimum is 16 hours a day fasting. Coach, prime Connor striking versus Ilya striking. Who wins and which stance is better for MMA? That's from Ali. Now, just striking, because for sure I think Ilya Topuria would take him down. Even then, I'll give it to Topuria. But strictly striking, they're both southpaws. And I think it would give McGregor more trouble than Ilya. And Ilya would eventually put him away. And the thing is with Ilya, he's good for 5 rounds. Whereas McGregor, he would throw that kill shot in round 1. He would throw that kill shot in round 2. And then all of a sudden you find he has no more kill shots. Whereas Ilya can have a kill shot all the way to round 5 to the last minute. Coach, I can't stop smoking weed. What should I do? That's from Men Development. Look, I'll tell you something. I know a lot of students of mine who are smoking weed for decades. And I will tell you something. In my observation, again, I don't take this as a scientific experiment or anything, but I've noticed certain things, after a while they get paranoid. They start connecting dots, They start thinking, hey, the milkman and the postman and the guy at the who changes my oil, they've been conspiring against me. Like they seem to go far-reaching. They start to make like a drama where they start far-reaching ideas. Now, I know a lot of guys who are like smoking weed, and they're quite sophisticated, and they don't have these paranoia things. I don't know what it is, but some of them, I've noticed, they become, maybe it's because they're doing other drugs that I don't know about, but they become like conspiracy crazy. They become like, hey, this guy looked at me really weird, and there was another guy 2 days ago that did the same thing. He also had his hand in his pocket in the same. I'm like, dude, that's crazy, man. That's insane. You're connecting these weird dots, man. So I'm the type of guy, I kind of distance myself from that, because I'll be like, I don't know what to make of this, man. Sorry. It doesn't mean anything to me. Oh, you don't understand. Don't you see the pattern? I'm like, no, honestly, I don't see it. That could be anything. But I've noticed that people who do drugs for a long period of time, they become sophisticated imaginary dot connectors. So I would just be really, really careful of that. And how do you get off it? Well, man, I'm not sure, but I would get somehow really strict on myself, I don't know, I have my ways of getting myself to do things, but I do it the weirdest way. Like, I'll give up something. I'll tell somebody, here, I have this thing that I love very much. Don't give it back to me unless I haven't smoked anything for 30 days straight. Like, I would do something like that. Like, I would put myself in a situation where I have to get off. Okay, now you got to get creative. I've talked about it in the past. I'm not going to go into it again, but usually I lock away money with somebody and I say, look, if I don't do this certain behavior for this many days or this many months, keep this amount of money. Keep it. You own it now. And don't give it to me. No matter what. If I break my oath, punish me. Do something like that. Did you get some good grilling in this summer? That's from Zap. Zap, sadly, this summer I didn't have much time. I was so busy. I was traveling. I had fights. I had all sorts of stuff. I didn't get much good grilling. I might have barbecued just like 2-3 times. No. Maybe 4 or 5 times. But man, there were good barbecues. Oh man, I always tell myself I'm gonna make the video. I'm gonna make the video for the guys. I just didn't have time, guys. My apologies. Eventually, one day I will do it. Still waiting for the best bite of your life tutorial. That's from Zap. Zap. It's all about cooking that perfect steak. The garlic butter with cheese on it, that's easy. That's really easy to do. But the perfect steak. You got to master the perfect steak. A man should be able to cook an incredible steak. Ah, what a feeling to have such a great dinner. Oh, I love that feeling. Best way to whiten heavily discolored teeth. That's from X7. X7. I will go see my dentist, man. I'm sure they have a method. I don't know. I don't have the best teeth, that's for sure. My 3 children, they all got treated. They all have perfect teeth. My wife, perfect teeth. My wife actually has perfect teeth quite naturally. She never did braces or anything like that. But all my kids had braces. And let me tell you something. I tell my wife, don't show me the bill. I don't want to see the cost. I don't want to see it. It was so expensive, my 3 children, to have perfect teeth. I tell my sons, I can't slap you anymore because it costs me too much. Not because, it's not a new parenting technique. It's because there's too much money in that mouth of yours. It cost me so much. I didn't even want. I saw the first few bills and I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? This is a crazy amount. And it takes a long time and it's a lot of money. It's a crazy amount of money. Like we're talking about, I could have bought a brand new heavy duty car here. But instead, I bought my children the gift of straight teeth, which I don't have. I can't smile like they do. They have perfect teeth. Cling. I just hope that they appreciate it. Because when I was growing up, we're too poor for braces. We're too poor for treatment. We got the free treatment because in Quebec you have free treatment, and then at a certain age they don't give you free treatment no more, and that's when we stopped going to the dentist. Fixing your teeth was a luxury. Brush them, you got a toothache, too bad, tough. Okay, I did get one root canal. It cost my dad an arm and a leg, but that's because I was in horrendous pain. And then I learned to really take good care of my teeth because it's incredibly painful if you have a cavity. But I didn't have the gift of straight teeth, and I hope my children do appreciate it. Are you responsible of the Tristar Gym located in West Island on a scale of 1 to 10? Does it compare to the main HQ? Kareem, well, no, one of my black belts heads that's in that gym, so he runs it. Flossing is key. That's from Velha. Velha, I'll tell you something. I do high pressure water flossing. It's really, really good. You have a flosser, but it's liquid. It's like a pump you hold in your hand, and it shoots high pressure water between your teeth. It's incredible. My last checkup at the dentist, 0 cavities, 0 everything. The guy was like, oh, this is your best checkup yet. And I was like, yeah, I've been using the water pick. The water pick is incredible. And I have a high power toothbrush with the water pick. I don't need the dentist scraping my teeth and getting in there. No. He does. I do a cleaning every 6 months, 1 year at least. And water pick plus high power toothbrush is a gem, my friend. Save you a lot of money as well. Yes, sir. Water flossing is a game changer. All right, guys, my daughter is home from school very shortly. I know it always takes me a long time to sign off. So start thinking about a good sign off, something funny, something easy. Talk about marriage. That's from Hammam. Ask a question on marriage. Do jiu-jitsu gyms take offense if you refuse to roll with a female? That's from E-Dog. Most instructors won't, but I would talk to the instructor beforehand. Okay. I will tell my instructor, hey, do you mind? I don't roll with women. And I think that's quite a wise decision. I've seen so many guys have so much trouble because they roll with women. Over time, we've had so many issues. Like, it's crazy. And I'm not talking about just my gym. Every gym I've ever come across has had issues. It's a difficult thing to navigate because there's idiots on the mat. There's always guys who are doing stupid things. And it's kind of like a drain on the gym's energy that we have to police them. We have to watch them. We have to make sure that they don't, do something stupid. And we don't want to accuse them without catching them red-handed. And then the girls, they feel like, this guy, I don't want to be rude to him, but I'm not comfortable rolling with him. So we got to tell her, look, just say no thank you. That's it. You don't have to explain yourself. If the guy gives you a weird vibe, you don't have to roll with him. That's it. Speak your mind. And if I have 2-3 girls telling me the same thing about the same guy, well, that's a problem. Now we have to police that also. But there are guys who are, unfortunately, problematic. Now, sometimes we have girls that are problematic. It's true. Sometimes it's a girl that's problematic. Now, thankfully, I would say 98% of people are really good, straight, easy to deal with. But the 1 or 2% that give us trouble can create a drama that's very annoying, very time-consuming. And most of the time, it comes from the men's side. I hate to say it, but the men sometimes do stupid things, and we have to police them. We have to suspend them, kick them out, depending on the gravity, depending on, is it a misunderstanding or whatnot. It's just such a headache. It is a headache. It's something that has to be taken seriously, of course. Guys, please hold. Sorry, boys. I had an emergency, a little emergency, and I'm surprised you guys are still here. All right, guys. Give me the next one here. I am back. What else you got here? Still 200 people. That's pretty good. For an empty chair, I could just leave this podcast rolling with an empty chair. I didn't know that. That's great. All right, here. What else we got here, gentlemen? Coach, I heard Jack Della has Craig Jones in his camp. When Alexander Volkanovski bring Craig Jones to his camp, he became good with shutting down Islam takedown. What are your thoughts? That's from Ali. I think he's going to make a great difference for sure. He's definitely going to help JDM. It's going to make a big difference in the fight. But how much of a difference is it going to make? That's the big question. And it's not easy to learn all that stuff in a short period of time. But, you know, I think it's going to make a major difference. It's going to make Islam Makhachev's job a lot harder. That's certain. Shiz in the house, guys. The top G of the chat room. Isn't it going to be embarrassing when Jake doesn't land damaging punches and loses to Gervonta, who is smaller and shouldn't be fighting Jake in a heavy class? You're almost 30, Jake. Real fans know you can't beat fair fights. That's from Shiz. Shiz feels like Jake Paul is always picking fights where he has a massive advantage. Like now he's fighting Gervonta Davis, who's, I don't know how much smaller, but probably close to like 80 pounds smaller, which is a crazy significant weight advantage for Jake Paul. Now, you have to also look at the other way. Gervonta has a crazy advantage over Jake Paul. He has incredible amount of skill, more years of training. For sure, pound for pound, he would mop the floor with Jake Paul. But this is what makes the fight exciting. And two guys fighting, and we don't know who's going to win. Guys, what's the key to having a fight that's exciting? Is when you look at one corner, you're like, that guy can't be beat. And you look at the other corner, you're like, that guy can't be beat. And they're about to fight. Somebody's about to say go, and these guys got to go at it. So that's what makes a fight exciting. And so this is kind of that. Because if they were the same weight, none of us would tune in. We'd be like, this is just a punching bag for Gervonta. It doesn't make the fight exciting. But because Jake Paul is so big, so much bigger, it makes the fight exciting. Gervonta will get outpointed. This is from Larry Bird. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's a tough one to call. Coach, please tell us how we can improve our cardio for BJJ. That's from Apuri. Check out Strong and Stable Running for Life. That's how you get in great shape. Guys, you got to stop thinking about developing your cardio for BJJ outside of BJJ. When you're doing things outside of BJJ, it's to develop your athleticism. When you develop your athleticism, that will later, over time, translate to better cardio for BJJ. Because you got to do the sport to have better cardio in that sport. Okay, so you got to do a lot of BJJ. But as you do a lot of BJJ, your power levels might drop because you're doing a lot of endurance. Then we got to boost those power levels up again by developing our athleticism, Olympic lifting, plyometrics, sprinting, etc. Interval training, that's all good stuff. But it's to develop our athleticism. So we're developing a better athlete. And in time, the better the athlete is, the better you are as an athlete, the better your BJJ cardio will be in the longer term. Can you please tell us the story of the day you received your black belt? That's from X7. X7, that's a great story, actually. I was in training camp. I can't remember which fight it was. George was fighting, and we were in Montreal. It was New Year's Day. Guys, it was New Year's Day. We were training. We were a small group of guys training on New Year's Day. We were grappling. And John Denar flew in from New York to train in Montreal with us to help us out. We were a small crew that day because it's New Year's Day, right? Everybody's, off. But we were prepping George for a fight. We're all like maybe 10, 15 guys, all pros, training in the middle of the, it was really late, let's say. I don't know. It was New Year's Day, but it was dark. I remember it being dark. And we were rolling, and John Denar, as I was rolling on the mat, he kind of called me up, and he gave me my black belt. And I'll tell you something. We were a small group that day, but man, we were all happy. Everybody was thrilled. I was super happy. I was like, I wanted to get my black belt from John Denar. I didn't want it from anybody else. And it was a very special moment for me. At that time, I was his 7th black belt. His 7th. He obviously has given many more black belts since then, but we were still relatively unknown. We're still we're coming up, we're having a lot of success, but we're not that known. And John, in my opinion, at the time was also the greatest instructor ever, but he wasn't as known. Now today everybody knows him, but they didn't know him back then. And it was so honored to have a black belt from him, especially the fact I'm one of his first, among the early black belts. It was a very special moment for me. And let me tell you guys something. It was one of the happiest moments of my life. One of the happiest moments of my life. I always tell people, it's like when my daughter was born, when I got my black belt, when I got married, my sons were born, whatever, somewhere down the list. But I say that jokingly, of course, but really, getting my black belt was really up there. It was a very, very special moment for me because of all the years and time and energy we all spent training together as a group. And, it's a group effort to make somebody a black belt. It's not just one guy working. No. It's a group effort to spend so many years helping me. And John was helping me for so many years, educating me, teaching me, spending his time and energy on me. And then I could reflect all that training over the years. I was really happy. Incredible moment for me. Salam, coach. What period of time in history would you go back to? And 7th century AD Mecca is not an option. That's some squared circle. I would go back to the 1st century. And I'd want to see what happened in the time of Jesus. I'd want to be there. I want to see, because that's one of the most pivotal times, the most controversial times in history. I'd want to go see with my own eyes. But let's take it out of a religious context. What would I choose? Well, I'd go back to see the ancient Greeks. I would want to go hang out with Plato, Socrates, Aristotle. I'd want to go hang out with them. Chit chat, talk to them, discuss. Other than that, I'd probably want to go meet Leonardo da Vinci. I would love to meet Leonardo da Vinci, have a sit down with him. I would like to hang out with Avicenna. I would definitely go see Avicenna. If I could watch from a distance, I'd want to observe how the Mongols, how they took over, how the Mongols took over. That would be something fascinating. There's so much of history I'd want to see. There's just so much. If I could see it from a distance, actually, no. I mean, I'm fascinated with the plague, but I wouldn't want to be part of it. No, it's such a nightmare. But I just want to see how it changed the world. There's just too much of history. But if I had to choose one, you tell me, I wouldn't go hang out with the ancient Greeks. So that's 500 BC. 500 BC. I'd want to hang out with Socrates. Coach, I get stomach pains if I train hard. That's from Just a Channel. I highly recommend you get, what's it called? What's his book name? Hold on a second. Hold on one second. I had this problem as well once upon a time. Hold on one second. I'm forgetting his name for some reason. It was Steven something. Gut Check. No, wasn't Gut Check. Stephen Grundy. Gut Check by Stephen Grundy. It was Gut Check. Look at that. Hold on. It says a new one. Gut Check. It must be a new one. No, that's William Davis. No. Stephen Grundy. What was the name of his book? Oh, he has a book called Gut Check. Stephen R. Grundy. That's a new book. Guys, check out the works of Stephen R. Grundy. He has a great series of books on the gut. I found it very, very helpful. Stephen R. Grundy. I'd go to time of Salahuddin. Yeah, you know what? That's a good answer. Yeah, I would go to the first conquest of Mecca. But you told me stay out of the religious context, so I wanted to stay away from the religious context. But I definitely want to see the conquest of Jerusalem. After years of observing and predicting Khamzat to be a champ on this channel, good feeling, my list of doubters are Mighty Mouse, Michael Bisping, and the lovable Josh Thompson, Strikeforce champ. Appreciate your faith, coach. That's from Shiz. Shiz, guys, we got to give it to Shiz. He came on this channel many times. He went on many channels all the time telling everybody that Khamzat's going to be champion. And he became champion in a giant way. So, Shiz, you are right. We all acknowledge you are correct this whole time. That is very correct. What is the best bodyweight workout to rebuild weak ankles and legs after 7 past injuries just recovered so I can safely start kickboxing at gym? I'm 21 years old and I'm 122 kilograms. Any recommendations? Wisdom Path, I would tell you that the best exercise for your ankles is running. Sprinting, particularly, I'm a big believer in sprinting. Why? Because as you're running, you're multiplying the force of your weight on that ankle. Your ankles will quickly become super strong. But you have to run pose method. It's very simple. You could learn it in a week. Check out Strong and Stable Running for Life. Building your ankles has a lot to do with agility training. So I show you guys how to do cones. So I teach you not only how to run straight and sprint, but I also teach you how to do cones. So agility training, stop and go. You're running at high speeds. You slow down. I show you how to slow down. I show you how to turn, how to pivot. That puts a lot of weight on your ankle. You explode in the opposite direction. So basically, you're using velocity and your body weight to challenge your ankles. Not only are you building stability, power, explosiveness, but you're going to strengthen your ankles in every which way possible, including bone density. Doing weights for your ankles doesn't make sense, in my opinion. It doesn't make any sense. You'll never get that much tension on them. Okay, so running is the ultimate foot and ankle builder. Abdurrahman, Jazakallahu khair, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Okay, guys, I know I had that lapse, but I got to end this very soon. So please, guys, I know I had to step away from the mic for a second, for actually more than a second. I apologize for that, guys. It was an emergency call. And but I do have to sign off. So let's do something fun, easy, and light. In terms of financial freedom, Mo, I talked about it already in this podcast. Rewind it. Check out that video I posted in the chat room, that YouTube channel that I posted. Check it out. You're going to love it. Coach, we are in Morocco and it's very hard to find BJJ instructors. What is the level that we can get from your online courses? Is it possible to be purple belt? That's from AK. Absolutely, you can become purple belt. Study those videos hard. Travel abroad. Go travel abroad. There's Spain. Spain's not far away. And try to get some BJJ black belts to roll with you, assess you, guide you. But you definitely have to get into a practice room. Definitely. You can't just do it online. Okay, but I highly recommend, get those videos. Get those videos, drill. And then visit. That's what I did when I was younger and there was no black belts to help me. Guys, something light and funny. Which language would you Insta master, not Arabic? That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Guys, I'm signing off with this one. What language, if I could speak fluently, immediately? Not Spanish, because I feel like I could learn Spanish if I wanted to, because it's quite easy. I'd have to pick something crazy hard to master that if I mastered it, it could open up my horizons. I could travel in that area of the world. So it would have to be probably Russian or Mandarin. It would have to be Russian or Mandarin. So I can go Far East. Or you know what's really tempting? Japanese, man. What a language. And I love Japan. If I could visit, look, it's either Chinese or Japanese, man. Chinese or Japanese. Mandarin or Japanese. I'm going to go Japanese. Then I can visit Japan, possibly live in Japan. Even Thai. Now, I'm tempted to say Thai, but the thing is, I feel like if I really immerse myself in Thai again, I can learn it because it wasn't that hard of a language and I would get by. But Japanese is tough, man. Mandarin is tough. I think Japanese is easier than Mandarin. I take Japan. I love Japan. I've never been to China. I wish to go to visit China for sure. But I've been to Japan many times and I absolutely love Japan. So I would pick Japan, guys. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I love doing this podcast as usual. So please like, share, comment if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you.